Hey, thanks for coming back to my channel. So, we are going to be talking about Below Deck today. So, I normally do look at Below Deck. This is going to be the first video on them, so I'm going to kind of combine episode 1 and episode 2. This is season 8. And so, pretty much, this season is just starting off letting us know, meet everybody pretty much, and it's an all new crew this year. This video should be nice and short and sweet. It's an all new crew this year, because Kate had quit last season. Eddy did come back, so he's the only one that is returning. It opens up, Captain Lee is in the hospital. He took a fall in the shower and messed up his ribs. So they were kind of waiting for him to get back from the hospital. They didn't know whether they were actually going to be able to do the charter or not. And he did get back, and so they were able to go ahead and start on the charter. This particular charter guest has been there before. He has sailed with them. Kate was the head stew, the chief stew, when he was on there last time, and he is not playing no games with them. Okay, he is very high maintenance. Him and his crew, all of them high maintenance. They wanted attention all the time. They want their drinks all the time. I mean, but when you paying that kind of money, I mean, that's the type of service that you do want. With that being said, so Izzy is she is a stew, but she wants to be a deckhand. She pretty much most of her career she has been outside on the boat. So with it being inside this time, she's like, no, I hate that. And honestly, she's slow as hell. It took her forever to iron Captain Lee pants. It took her forever to make drinks. It took her forever to unpack the people clothes. I mean, inside is not for her at all. She has no sense of urgency, and you really have to have a sense of urgency considering everything that you have to do to accommodate the guests to a top-notch 5-star standard. And then so everything you have to do for them, she just don't have no sense of urgency to her. You know, she just wants to take her time. And people not with that. They spend a lot of money. They want you to hurry up and unpack the stuff. They want you to hurry up and make their drinks. They want to hurry up and get their food. And it was a lot of waiting on these first 2 episodes. They are not starting off very well with this charter. And considering who the charter guest is, you know, he's not with it. So on this charter, the primary, Charles, I believe is his name, he and his boyfriend, and then they had some other friends with them. One of them, her name was Shay, the black girl. Well, actually it was 2 black girls. So I'm gonna say the dark skinned girl with the I believe she had cornrows. Yeah, the girl with the cornrows. So she had a little crush on James, and so did the birthday girl Lexi. Lexi had a crush on James too. Charles and them had went and asked the staff, could James pretty much wear a Speedo and they do shots off of him and this, that, and the third. He agreed that they was going to do it, and Lord, I don't know why he did that, because Shay was ready to hit the roof. Shay done had it out. They got to argue with Charles' boyfriend. She's upset with everybody. She's upset because pretty much, you know, I guess she feels like that she likes James and nobody else should like him and they shouldn't be flirting with him and this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, James ain't for you. James worked there. You coming and have your little vacation and you going on about your business. James is not for you. And to be very honest with you, he's not interested in you. you don't appeal to him for whatever reason. You don't appeal to him. He digging Lexi, so he didn't mind putting on the Speedo for her birthday, you know. And the way you acted was ridiculous, to be honest with you. You got mad with them because they confronted you and called you out on their behavior. They should have, because I mean, you were acting completely out of control, really, and it was really embarrassing. And when you see that footage back, you should be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed before you see the footage back. But once you see it, you definitely should be embarrassed at the way that you acted. Like they carried on over a man that ain't even yours, ain't even think about you, girl. Like I said, they did a lot of waiting on this episode. They sit the guests down for food, and then it's like it take forever for them to get everything going. And it's not because of the chef, because honestly, the chef has everything good to go as far as for the dinner that I'm talking about. Now, breakfast was a mess. Breakfast was definitely a mess because I didn't understand why she opted to go with individual orders versus just creating a big spread like they normally would do. When I would look on this show, you know, they'll normally just create a big spread, give them a whole lot of food, and then if anybody wants anything additional, then you can do that, and that's easier for the show. And so but you know, everybody got their own way of doing things, and I think she thought that it would be much easier than it was, because considering everybody wanted different things in the eggs, and then everybody has a different diet, that made it very difficult. Then so she was getting confused evidently because, hey, this one didn't want peppers and they had to send it back and this, that, and the third. So she had a little meltdown. I felt bad for poor little Rachel, child. Rachel was ready to go off, just started crying and carrying on. The chief stew's name is Francesca. Francesca has had a lot of experience, but they've given Francesca a crew that is really, don't seem like they trying to do too much. The second stew, she seemed like she's okay, but that isn't. I mean, they really need to get her out of there ASAP. And considering that most of her expertise is on the deck, they definitely need to move her to the deck ASAP. She actually went and talked to Captain Lee to see about getting moved to the deck crew versus being in the interior crew. And that's a smart decision for her, because they ended up losing Avery, who was the most experienced deckhand out of the deckhands that Eddy has. They end up losing him because his grandmother is really, really sick, and pretty much they are afraid that she's gonna pass. So he made that difficult decision to go home and be with his family, which is very important that you do that. But with that being said, it left them in a shambles, honey, because Shane is a damn mess. Shane can't do nothing. He would rather be an interior, if you ask me. I mean, because he want to keep hanging out with the girls. He's supposed to be helping the girls do this, helping the girls do that, and that's fine, because they do need help. The girls definitely do need help, but make yourself more useful. When y'all make a drink and she's going to present it, you didn't need to go look. I mean, you really didn't. What you should have been doing is making more drinks, considering those people like to drink, and it's taking a long time for them to get their food. Why didn't you ask the chief stew, hey, do you need help on service? You want me to grab some plates? Or hey, let me go ahead and man this bar. I saw you. You showed me how to make the cocktail that's going to go with this round or whatever like that. You showed me that. Okay, I'll man this. You go ahead and get these people started eating that food, because some food ended up coming out cold. So at the end of the day, I would love to see how much tip that they're gonna get from Charles, because he has been on there before and he is used to a certain standard of I don't want to say living, but vacationing, so to speak. He says that Rachel looked tired. He went to the kitchen. He's making plates. He's making drinks. Because at the end of the day, he wants his friends to have a good time. He wants them to have a good experience. So he can clearly see that the crew is flustered. And he can clearly see that these are all new people. I don't recognize anybody. He knows he doesn't see Kate as a normal crew. So he is worried about the standard the standard that they're going to receive, the standard of care that they're going to receive on this trip. And he just wants everybody to have a good time. It really annoyed me, just going back to Shay for a minute. It just really did annoy me, her behavior. Like the fact that you're hollering at the boyfriend, you get mad with the birthday girl, and then you have the other girl, I don't even know what her name was, to call herself confronting Lexi. It's like, because if I know my friend, like somebody or something like that, at the end of the day, y'all on vacation, he ain't for nobody. He ain't for nobody. Calm down. Like, I feel like she just took that whole situation way too far. Jamie, and that's her name, Jamie, the guy's name that confronted, that said something to Lexi, trying to be on Shay's side. It wasn't too much going on with this episode, because like I said, you meeting everybody. It looks like you're gonna have Shane, Eddy, Avery, Francesca, Izzy, Rachel, James, and Elizabeth. But like I said, Avery is already gone because he had to get on the plane to go back home, in reference to his grandmother. Izzy is, I believe she's the third stew, but she wants to be on the deck crew. Shane is the blonde, of course. He just looks like he just ready to just lay on the beach. He's worried about the environment, which is totally cool. He comes equipped with his paper straws, got rid of all the plastic straws. He even gonna cut them down to size. I said, well, you go ahead on, Shane. You go ahead on. He is all mixed up though, because he just haven't got his foot into to learn the boat yet. So he's like all over the place. He's trying to go here and he end up there. He's supposed to go here, he end up there. I mean, this is, he got to get himself together. But Rachel, who is the chef, when she first got on the boat, she tells Francesca just pretty much like she had a difficult time getting there because her purse was lost. And that girl said, and it was her Louis Vuitton on top of that. I know that's right, Louis Vuitton. Ain't about trying to lose that, alright? But she was like, she gotta, go through all of this, get all the credit cards and everything canceled. And I mean, honestly, it is a hassle when you have to deal with any of that type of stuff. I already said that the guests were high maintenance. I guess I should say extremely high maintenance, because they definitely were. I didn't have much to say about the first episode, so that's why I kind of waited until the second episode aired, so I can kind of put that together. I am gonna, from this point on, try to go ahead and just do one every week, even if the video is only going to be about 5 minutes, because it ain't too much to say, because it's really not too much to say about this right now. We got to let the season go on to kind of see what we get into, see what kind of drama we're going to have. We seen from the preview that Shane's negligence of certain things, and I guess I shouldn't say his negligence, but his lack of knowledge on certain things are going to put crew members at risk. We see that is going to come up later on in the season. So, excuse me, guys. So we're just going to have to just play that by ear, see what's going on. We're going to check it out, and we're going to come and we're going to talk about it every week. That's what we're going to do. And hopefully Francesca won't be crying no more, because we need to get her, to be strong. You're the chief stew. You're going to have to delegate more. You're going to have to be more stern. You're going to have to be something. Give is a time. You got to iron these clothes, but you have to so-and-so to do it. You need to do this, but you have so-and-so to do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you have to really stay on her until you get you somebody else, because at the end of the day, the job has to be done. It has to be done. And you can't do everything by yourself. Sorry, you can't. And Eddy, that goes for you too. You can't do everything by yourself. You got to have somebody there to help you. That's the only way this going to work, or you're going to tire yourself out before y'all even get going good. With that being said, I enjoyed the episodes, episode 1 and episode 2, and I will be watching next week to see what they got for me for episode 3. And this was a recap of Below Deck. And if you like this video, would you give me a like, give me a comment, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for coming to check me out again. See you soon.